turn to Saturday. This is one of the big MAC games coming up this weekend. Bowling Green, Toledo. Toledo 3-point favorites, 47.5 being the total here in this game. You look at the situation here for Bowling Green. They're living off the great performances against Penn State and Texas A&M, taking those teams, to the wire. But they've definitely had their share of issues since then. Bazelak, we'll have to see if he is going to be good to go for this game against Toledo. That's imperative. And the one thing I'll say about Bazelak is he did gut through that Kent State game, and he did play. We weren't expecting it, but he did, and he played well, obviously. And he wasn't 100%, but he should be feeling even better here. I'm leaning Bowling Green. I haven't given up on this team. I know they've had the game where they lost to Old Dominion. They lost to Northern Illinois, but that's the game Bazelak got injured, and that backup was just miserable. That was the other game they've lost. In the one MAC game they've lost was that game, Northern Illinois. They bounced back. They took care of business last week against Kent State. Toledo, this team has a blemish on their schedule too. What happened to them against Buffalo just recently? That was a terrible game for this team, Tucker Gleason and company. They got shredded in that game by the Buffalo Bull defense. Now, I know Buffalo I like the Lembo hire. He's done a nice job, but let's not act like Toledo's been a perfect team this year either going into this one. They did beat Northern Illinois. They did bounce back following the Buffalo loss. We'll see how this one goes. The last 2 years, Bowling Green at Toledo 2 years ago won outright as 15-point dogs. And last year, Toledo at Bowling Green wins by a point, 32-31. Bowling Green has matched up very well the last 2 years with Toledo, with Leffler versus Jason Candle in this coaching matchup. 3 or better, give me Bowling Green. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, last week. I mean, it was late news. I hadn't bet the game, and obviously that
I got a good number with Kent State, thinking Bazelak wasn't going to play at 21.5, and I just barely covered.
Well, this is what I was going to say. It was 20. I waited. He must have been in because I said, I'm not going to bet it.
Yep.
About an hour before kickoff goes to 21.5. That I was like, damn, he must. But I grabbed the 21.5, and wow, 27-6, just covered with the hook.
Barely.
Gotta love those ones. But even with them in, I still liked it. If I had the hook, that's why I grabbed it. Went up 1.5. I'm on Bowling Green here. This is crazy. This game should be a pick'em. I don't think Toledo's really the better football team in this matchup. And that last game was kind of through the motions, whereas Kent State. I mean, the yards were there, just nothing kind of got done. I mean, it seems like they were looking forward to this game. And I love when Toledo's a favorite like this. Now, this is just right when I want to fade them because I don't buy them at all. And I think this Bowling Green team is good enough to be in this football game or even win it outright. So, yeah, I took the 3.5.
I think especially, too, after losing to Northern Illinois, there's another opportunity here. Really get back on track with a solid performance. And by the way, I should point out, and I failed to mention this, Tucker Gleason did not play in the game last week against Northern Illinois. It was John Allen Richter. Gleason did not start. Undisclosed injury. He was injured in the Buffalo game, did not play against Northern Illinois, but we'll see if he's back. And I can tell you what, John Allen Richter was nothing to write home about. Let's put it that way. Against Northern Illinois. I know they won the game, but 53.6% completions is not anything to be excited about.
By the way, Northern Illinois,
at least into him.
Northern Illinois outgained them, held the ball way longer. They had like a turnover or two. Like that's misleading a little bit. Time possession 36.
Northern Illinois' offense all year. They haven't been able to finish drives. It's crazy. Yeah,
that has been their problems. But yeah, I mean they held it 36-23. They led in yards. Some of these games in these MAC games, you see, it's just you look at the thing and you go, how did this team win? Even Miami, Ohio, by 10 against Ohio, like everything in the box says that they lost the football game. Like it's like some of them, if you look down to it, just because it may be a turnover or two, and you score a quick 14, and then kind of they hung on. So it's a little weird to see when you see some of these games in the MAC.